Hello, everybody. Today we're having the panel about, sorry, can't make it. We're now having the panel about diversity, and therefore I would like to introduce my panel guest. It's Joanna Breidenbach. Say hello. You all say hello. Clap your hands.
Hello.
Thank you. Joanna co-founded betterplace.org, is a supporter of the Regie School, and also investor in startups such as Clue and Nebenan.de. A lot of you should be familiar with that. Next to her is Steffen Kellner, managing partner at Ignore Gravity. He's currently running the ADA Accelerator that focuses on supporting women. And next to him is Ray Buckman, and he's the campus leader in Hamburg from the Airbus Biz Lab. Again, now that you know who's staying on stage, we would like to know something about you guys. And I'm going to make it very easy because I can't see any hands, so you have to give a small applause. It's not a warming up, yada yada, it's seriously interested. Who would like to have more females in their company? Clap. Okay. Who would like to have more men in their company? All the single ladies, seriously. Who would like to have more transgender people in their company? Oh, look at you people.
Yes.
All right, good to know who we're talking to. All right, before we get started into the gender issue, I would like to speak to Ray, because his focus is currently in part of diversity, not so much about, as I said, gender, but about location. Ray, can you tell us briefly why you and Airbus decided to focus on Africa and what you're doing there?
So maybe to start off, both topics, or all topics of diversity are important for us. So obviously as an aerospace accelerator, or not obviously, but unfortunately, we do not have a lot of female founders. So I definitely also want to talk about that later. But first, as an aerospace accelerator, when we look into the number of applications, in the first 3 seasons that we have been running this now, there were almost 0 applications from developing countries, or very low. Even we have an accelerator within India, so obviously we have a lot of applications from India, but not a lot from Southeast Asia. So for whatever reason, there's this distance between this call or the opportunity to bring your technology forward, and a lot of times high technology forward that helps in a lot of infrastructure questions, but we didn't see a lot of applications. So because of my personal background, I was motivated for the idea of bringing the program and bringing the opportunities within an African context. So actually, we started off as, I would say, more as a learning journey, and we had a short conversation also about this backstage. It's actually each step that you walk forward when you talk about innovation also in Africa, you learn by yourself and you question yourself. So for me, when we talk about diversity is key in a healthy ecosystem, for me, my main learning was that going into a not diverse or heterogeneous environment, you challenge your own expectation and your own assumptions. So this is, for me, one of the key elements, actually, of the learning. So then what we did in the first round for Africa for Future is we have identified a few startups that work with aerospace technologies and brought them to Europe and had that exchange then with the Airbus experts. And this was, I think, again, when we talk about challenging expectation, in the first iteration, we thought, okay, the African startups come to Europe, and then we teach them how to do better technology. But actually, what we learned through that, the big learning was also on the Airbus side. So actually, an Airbus employee that works on an unmanned aerial system, or what commonly is known as a drone, would have probably not expected to learn from an African entrepreneur from South Africa or from Kenya in that case, to learn how to maybe produce a drone differently, and to make and on top of that, how to use that drone maybe in a totally different context. So this was at the end an exchange of learning, and now we are moving into the second iteration of that program, and actually we have now more understanding also on the Airbus side that it's important to go via the entrepreneurs and go via the innovation ecosystems, the innovation hubs, the community spaces, work with them together in order to, also to first of all, build an understanding of what does it mean, aerospace technology, and what are all the different fields of applications, because we look into agriculture, even into insurance, there are a lot more applications that we can think of. So this is now, I would say, the journey that I'm trying to bring our own innovation company on.
All right, thank you. Stefan, you're running the ADA acceleration program, different to other programs. It's not 6 or 8 months. You're not taking equity. You're not going through this entire yada yada, from what I understood. It's a 2.5 weeks program. Why is it so short? Or can you briefly explain what exactly it's about so that we all get an idea?
Yeah, so ADA is the idea of ADA is to provide a launch pad to women with the ambition to run their own company, but who has not yet started. So maybe you can call it as a pre-seed stage. And we had the idea to do this because we are running a couple of accelerator programs, and one of our key findings was, okay, last summer we had a one-off for Energy, 0 female founders. A couple of months later, we started a program in sports tech. Out of 15 startups, 1 female founder. And this goes to the top. If you look at the big digital companies globally, it's white, male, straight. And this has many different results. One is, for example, if you look at the face recognition of iPhones, their failure rate with white men is very little. I think only 2%. Their failure rate with...
the same?
Sorry?
Even though they all look the same?
Even though they all look the same, their failure rate with colored women is 30%. Because it has been just tested less. And so since we cannot focus, or as a small company, we cannot focus at all the diversity issues right from the beginning, we said, okay, let's first start to try to support more female entrepreneurship. That's why we started ADA, named after the first female coder after Lovelace. And